Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How you doing? Welcome to me and Tarot Card Puppy Banjo's Tarot Weekly, the Tarot Card Reading of John. Banjo has gotten compensated with a dog treat, a puff treat that he actually finishes really quickly. I thought it would take him longer, but it doesn't. Oh, Banjo. He's got his new little area over here. I took a picture of it. I'm going to post it on my Instagram when I post the drawing. But he's got his little bed. Gypsy, she had a bed and she got bigger. And then so my mom got her a bigger bed. And so now Gypsy's little bed is Banjo's a new bed. And I think he's very pleased with his new stuff. Oh, Banjo. Good puppy. Good puppy. He's got his treat, he's got his peanut butter, so he's doing good. Anyway, oh no, what's this one? I guess. Anyway, yeah, welcome. It's a little bit might be raining today, so this natural lighting may come and go depending on the cloud coverage. Anyway, welcome, happy weekend, happy Saturday. It is a Saturday morning. What time is it? It is exactly 9:30 a.m. So, in case you're wondering, in case it's just a fun facts you want to know. Anyway, I got a Bath and Body Works candle going. It's the pumpkin pecan waffles scent. Pumpkin spice season this spring. Anyway, I don't know if you've noticed, but I've got the Crow Tarot over here, and we're going to do the Crow Tarot today. I think we're going to go to basics and just do the 7-card spread, the horseshoe cat stretch with the influences. So I hope that's okay with y'all. I've decided that. Like I would ask Banjo, but every time he's what do you say, Banjo? Every time he says whatever I choose. So looks like we stuck doing the Crow Tarot 7-card spread. I was gonna do the Dragon Tarot, but I've been doing the Crow Tarot all week for my personal tarot readings. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna stick with the Crow Tarot. Be fresh in the memory or something like that. We'll see. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way. Anyway, did y'all have a spring break? Oops. Have y'all enjoyed y'all's spring break? Got some coffee. I didn't really have a spring break. Looks kind of cool. It looks kind of cool from my perspective. I don't know about from y'all's. Maybe it's neither here nor there. Anyway, I hope you had a good spring break. If you did have a spring break, I feel like I didn't really have a spring break because I don't really go to school or do spring break or anything like that. So that's why I feel like I didn't really have one. So do you like my paintings? I try to change them up. I guess you can't really see all of them. But all these different paintings, so I might as well just change them up during my tarot card readings. Let's see what happens. I would sell them, but I diagnosed schizophrenic, unemployed, living with my mom. So there's that. But yeah, I would sell them. I'm not gonna sell this one though. I spent a long time on it. But really, any of this is somebody else's. This is actually a painting. It used to be at the Briscoe. I don't know where it is now. Blood Moon. In the Briscoe, they had a lot of Western cowboy / Indian or Native American art, and they had this a section. Here's a Briscoe Museum, and then you walk across a bridge, and then it's kind of like an exhibit room space. It's not really a room; it's like a space, and they had really cool stuff that was on exhibit, and there was this one section. It was like feminine, a lot of Western and cowboy art. Oh, the Jettas are out. Dare I say feminine? Anyway, hence the diagnosis. I digress. What I was talking about though was there's a lot of houses being sold on the street. So anyway, there's not a lot of female in the feminine aspect of things. It's a majority kind of masculine in the in Western art. I don't know if you know this. It's just how it is. But there's this one section, and there's a feminine section, you could tell, and this painting was in there, which I think is really interesting because it just has some like you can't really tell in the video. It just has like these little horses. Oh no, my tack fell. I could just move this on. Anyway, it looks really cool in person. I guess because of the moon, it's feminine. I don't know. My mom got it at the gift shop. Not the frame. She got the frame somewhere else. But anyway, it's really nice in person, that painting. And now I think about it, I guess it's because it's the moon. That's why it was in the feminine part of that exhibition. Benjo, what is it? So anyway, sometimes I judge my art a little bit hypercritically. One, because I feel like I can do better in the paintings. But anyway, with that aside, I would have these paintings for sale. Or the prints for sale. But like I said, that's not happening because one contributing factor is I'm a diagnosed schizophrenic via October 2021. I just kind of want to emphasize that. Well, I'm looking out the window at a very busy neighborhood. So anyway, I know sometimes art can be expensive and stuff like that. But a lot of the times I feel like so far as a price, what is the price tag? A lot of times I just feel like being like, this is highly negotiable. What would you pay? So But yeah, my sister and my mom, my sister Tracy, she has a birthday April 26th. My mom's birthday is May 7th. And then, of course, that's always near Mother's Day. So I have at least minimum 3 paintings to paint for their birthday gifts. Um, they're going to be about this size canvas. It's going to be this size. I've got these here. I don't really know where I'm going with this. I want this to be Copacabana type situation. And this one, I don't know. I think it looks like a red yucca. Anyway. With that being said, 11 minutes in, I guess we can go ahead and get started. Just gonna put the book right there because I always go towards it. Got a reference in the book. Benjo. Okay. How about I just flip a card over for a theme? I'm sitting here shuffling the deck trying to think of a theme. The spring break's over. April. I think I'll just flip a card over in this and see what the theme is. Okay, ready? King of Cups upright. This is very interesting. Zen Master. Benjo. This does not working. Zen Master, able to handle a range, dare I say, spectrum of emotions with a grace. Benjo, what you doing? Yeah. What are you doing? Sorry, Benjo's distracting me. This King of Cups is really interesting. He just has a cup, a necklace, a blue moon, and a sailboat. The Queen of Cups is very decorated, very ornate. But this here King of Cups is a little bit plain. I think there might be, oh, there's a fish here too. He's got a fish. A fish, a necklace, and a fish frame. It kind of reminds me of the Cat Tarot, the King of Pentacles. But here it's the King of Crows. We have this kind of minimalist kind of dare I say necessity. Being able to create a lot with very minimal supplies and tools and stuff like that. For some reason, this King of Cups, unlike the Queen of Cups, does not have very much tools and stuff in the environment. Very kind of isolation type situation. I'm glad we've got this card upright. The reverse to meaning is very different. But this King of Cups here, this kind of masculine solar type top tier of the Cups and Water suit of the Minor Arcana deck is our theme, which is great. I'm really not seeing a problem here with that. A lot of creativity, feelings and emotions, and kind of with the bare necessities, dare I say, and that's it. So let's see our pass. The Ten of Swords reversed. I really like this card. Doesn't this card kind of look like that painting over there? This card can have kind of a negative meaning, but I really always try to see the positive of this card. Here, this crow is, this might contribute to our King of Cups here. We have a very minimal decoration going on. We just have this navy sky, a tree branch, and like a red dirt or something. This one, it says that to symbolize a backstabbing, but you know, considering it's the 10, a Roman numeral 10, and the swords, I think I really like the air element, and I especially like that it's represented by swords. So this kind of backstabbing nature, I feel like is, as your tarot card reader, not really what this card represents. This having these 10 swords and all in the back, I think is very interesting. Kind of a strong, very strong nature about this crow. This being reversed, I think, is very interesting. In the book, the upright means there's been backstab. You feel like you're backstabbed, and all the negative kind of feelings and situations going on with that. And the reversed is a little bit more positive. You're moving on from this kind of a backstabbing situation, but like I keep emphasizing, I think this, as your tarot card reader, I choose to look at this card as each sword represents some sort of, I don't know, like achievement, accomplishment within the air element, which is logic, reasoning, thinking, debate, communication, and stuff like that. So what I'm getting at is I find this card very positive. And as so far as the difference between the upright and reversed, with it as standalone like this, I really don't have, as your tarot card reader, kind of a differences of a meaning. I have to wait to see the other cards. But nonetheless, in our past, we have this very smart, intellectual, logical, what is it called? You're extremely right-brained. Is that the logic and stuff? Which I think is very interesting considering our overarching theme. It has a lot to do with creativity and stuff like that. So in the past, we've been very logical and very much ruled by our air element. It is reversed, so that might suggest some sort of unique path for us or for y'all that y'all have gone down. Here we have the Two of Wands. This is just great. Presently, we have patience, determination, the willpower to balance all the positive and negatives of the life. That circle at the top is indeed the world, being balanced by these two crows here. This is a very pleasant card, and again, a very pleasant card upright. So if you had a question, if you had some sort of wondering if you have made the right choices, or maybe you're looking back on a situation instead of looking forward at a situation, I would say this is a very, very positive. You have gotten 100. Good job. You're doing really great. You're doing really great, or you've done really great. So if you're having any kind of second thoughts or any kind of hesitation, or you're evaluating your past or whatever, I would say that these cards are saying that you are you've made great decisions, and this evaluating things, you should give yourself a pat on the back because you've done really well. All right, now we have 3 different elements. We have the water element, the air element, and also the fire element. This is very interesting. The past is the air element and the present is the fire element. I would say that's very well placed. This overarching theme is the water element here, this King of Cups. And again, I would say that's well placed. Emotions, dreams, love, and feelings. Down to earth, I guess I would say you are. So let's see our hidden influence. The Fool reverse. This is very interesting. Our first major arcana deck card, and it is in fact the first card of the major arcana deck. It doesn't even have a number. It's blank 0. The second card of the major arcana deck then starts the number with the Roman numeral 1, which is the Magician. And it turns out that the first 2 cards, the 0 and 1 of the major arcana deck, are both air elements. This is very interesting, and as far as it being an air element, I would gonna look at this in maybe not the most positive light. This upright Fool card is very positive. The upright, you're starting a journey full of a faith and determination, and your heart's in the right place. Reversed, however, it's a little different. Reversed is a warning that you shouldn't be going blindly with, I hate to say a faith, but you shouldn't be going blindly and making foolish decisions and just assuming that you can take the extent of your foolish decision making to the extent and extremes, and just automatically think that the universe is gonna take care of you. This card reversed, the Fool card reversed, warns that you need to be balanced, which I'm really glad we have this 2 of Wands here in our present card. So I think this hidden influence, this air element that is the Fool reverse card, is probably for our adversary. So automatically I'm like, let's get focused what this could mean. So it looks like our hidden influence is maybe not warning us of something outside of ourselves. And they are making very foolish decisions and actions, determination, dare I say, a strategy. This assuming that the universe is going to take care of them. So I would say there's a bit of an immature nature about them. But again, this part is hidden. I think that's very interesting. Let's see what our obstacle is. The Queen of Cups. This is very interesting. You see, usually I like the King and Queens being together and all that. Um, this may suggest our dynamic nature, that is masculine and feminine, that we all have. Um, it seems this Queen of Cups is in the obstacle. You see how different these two cards are. Um, a very nurturing, very in tune with the environment around her. So I think this is a very interesting, this obstacle um, in our hidden influence. I'm trying to see why this Queen of Cups could be an obstacle. I hesitate with this King and Queen together, just because in my personal tarot card readings, I've been getting the Empress, and I really don't like the Empress card recently. As a tarot card reader, um, I've been getting the Empress as kind of a symbol of overreach, to say the least. Somebody who thinks that they have the right to not only control but judge your life and your experiences and what you can have and what you can't. Um, and it's feminine, different from the Emperor, because there's a hidden and passive aggressive nature to that. Um, so there might be some sort of illusion with this Queen of Cups. This obstacle may very well be an obstacle. There's something hidden with this making foolish decisions and pushing the limits, and somebody thinking that they're going to be treated differently, and it might be because of this Queen of Cups here. And if that's the case, it might be why this Ten of Swords is reversed. This Ten of Swords reversed and this Queen of Cups upright might be a little antithetical. This can be the protagonist, and unfortunately, this upright Queen of Cups can be a bit of the antagonist. Um, and that might be the case, considering again this kind of minimalist kind of not having much in the environment that is the King of Cups, that's a Zen master, is maybe represented by this reversed Ten of Swords and this upright Two of Wands. So our obstacle would be the stature of this queen. For some reason, somebody, or the antagonist, is looked at as the emotionally reaching full potential, when I would say that's probably not the case, especially considering this hidden influence of the reversed Fool card. Um, this is kind of ornate, and it kind of reminds me of getting a lot of pentacle vibes here, but not getting the actual pentacle suit. This Queen of Cups may be valuing a lot of things around her. This a certain kind of a lifestyle that seems very kind of, I guess, ornate, very ostentatious. Is that the word? But the good news is we have this very intellectual past, and presently we are able to balance and have the patience for a lot of things. I think these two cards here, our hidden influence and our obstacle, can represent immaturity and impatience. And if you're at the level of maybe the major arcana deck, or you're at the level of a queen, then this is our things that there are repercussions for. It's not something that you can just brush off and say, oh, well, I will learn from my experience and mistakes. I think this queen and this full reverse card can signify that there will be a lot of repercussions for this immaturity and lack of patience. And to suggest this hidden element of it could also suggest there's embarrassment and shame, which is interesting because this King of Cups reversed has a lot to do with that. So I think this kind of a stereotypical kind of I can't really find the word for it. A stereotypical fake person that is just really concerned with just a complete superficiality of things, and the complete opposite of this King of Cups here. So let's hear outside influence. The Knight of Swords. This is just great. So the Knight of Swords, very interesting, right next to the Queen of Cups and the Fool. This Knight of Swords is a fighter, harnessing logic and reason, and being quick-witted and ready to approach a task, an opportunity, objective, intellectually, and full of communication, logic, and debate. And focused, not really about the distractions, which I think is probably our hidden obstacle today. Let's see our advice and solution. The Queen of Swords reversed. This is a very interesting, very nice and pleasant card, right? I'm going to leave this one up. If I had to say, I'd be happy about a king and queen being together, whether it be romantic, or maybe just this lunar and solar kind of yin-yang aspect of things. I would say this today, this King of Cups probably goes with this reverse Queen of Swords here. This reverse Queen of Swords in the book says she's unapologetic, and what else does it say she is? Tyrant, cold-hearted, and short-tempered, lets emotion cloud her judgment. But I would say that that's all optics, so to speak. I would say this Queen of Swords is very well calculated and very stern, and quite the opposite of this upright Queen of Cups here. This kind of, I think it's interesting with the Zen Master, King of Cups here. This might be symbolic of this Queen of Cups, and unfortunately, this hidden reversed Fool card is kind of symbolizes getting rewarded for not very good things. And I think this advice and solution as the reverse Queen of Cups might be the opposite. She might be symbolizing taking away things, but not things that you want. Taking away things that you don't want. And so this advice and solution, I think, is going to be this kind of removal of a negative energy, right? And may help to find whatever this hidden aspect is of this situation of somebody testing their limits beyond belief. And yeah. So let's see our future and outcome. The Chariot of Pride. This is just great. This is a water element. I'm pretty sure, but I'm going to have to double check. And I think really a card for us, this Chariot of Pride, is a very strong and powerful card, harnessing the energy of the earth, the energy of a thunderstorm, and overcoming whatever sort of troubles and complications and problems that might occur. I see the Chariot. It's a major Arcana deck card. I see the Chariot very much as kind of a knight and stuff like that, a fighter, and always finding a path and a way to the result and solution, and doing so in a way that respects nature. Unfortunately, today, this Chariot card, I think, is probably the opposite of this Fool card reversed. I say unfortunately because usually the Fool card is a card that I really, really like. But I think today our negative energy and negative vibes is the reverse Fool card and this Queen of Cups here. Yeah, this removal of things that we don't need. I think this Queen of Cups has brought upon a lot of a false sense of security and false rewards, rewarding for things that most people wouldn't reward for. And this reverse Queen of Cups and all this other really good and positive energy is about removing of things, which I think is a lot of meditation and Zen, the practice of. The stillness of the mind is not about all the additional things that you need. It's about kind of taking away what you don't. I'll see you all in part 2.